Polaroid, a name that defined instant gratification long before we were all glued to our smartphones and scrolling through Instagram.
Big smile. Perfect.
Polaroid introduces the new One-Step Express camera and platinum film for bolder, brighter, more natural colors.
Today we are diving into the roller coaster journey of Polaroid.
From its meteoric rise to its dramatic fall. It's a tale of innovation, cultural impact, and some hard-learned lessons. So grab your favorite instant photo and let's get into it.
All right, let's hit rewind.
The founder. It was the year when a young, curious college dropout named Land decided to change the game. His mission? To harness the power of light. Sounds like a superhero origin story, right? Well, in a way it is.
Land started with polarizing filters and his first big hit, polarized sunglasses. Land wasn't done yet. He had one question that would shake up the world.
What if we could make photos instant? And boom! Polaroid launched Model 95, the first ever instant camera. This thing was a beast. But it did something no one had ever seen before. You snapped a picture, pulled out the photo, and watched it develop right in front of your eyes. No dark rooms, no weeks for prints, just instant magic.
But here's the thing, Land wasn't just trying to make a cool camera.
He was out to create a whole new way for us to share memories. And it worked. The growth. Soon, the Polaroid was on fire, raking in a whopping annual revenue. Photographers and everyday people were all about it. And from there, the hits just kept on coming. Over the next 5 years, they sold many cameras, and Polaroid was a big success.
It was a golden era, and Polaroid wasn't just keeping up. They were shaping the future of photography.
This camera, a game changer. It was the first to use color film, and it made taking pictures easier than ever with automatic exposure. Then, just 2 years later, Polaroid dropped the Swinger, a lightweight plastic camera made for teens. It took smaller black and white photos, but at just $20, about $170 in today's money, it made instant photography even more affordable. You could say Polaroid was living the dream at this point. The Golden Age. In the decades to follow, Polaroid was no longer just a cool gadget. It was everywhere. With a range of sleek, portable cameras, Polaroid wasn't just keeping up with the times, they were setting the standard. This camera could fold flat for easy carrying, and its motorized ejection system made the photo development process feel like pure magic. The marketing and advertising.
And let's talk about Polaroid's marketing. They knew exactly how to sell the dream.
They brought in big-name stars to push their cameras, and it worked. But it didn't stop there. They teamed up with top designers to make sure their cameras weren't just functional, but stylish too. The advertising, unforgettable.
They weren't just selling cameras, they were selling the joy of capturing life's spontaneous moments with zero hassle. By the era of disco, Polaroid was unstoppable.
They had sold millions of cameras worldwide, and their revenue was off the charts.
And get this, Polaroid employed thousands of people across the globe.
Then came the one-step camera, which quickly became the best-selling camera in America.
Introducing the Polaroid One-Step with a sharp new look.
Easy to use, affordable, and available in a rainbow of colors, this camera was the perfect mix of practicality and fun. It was the camera everyone wanted in their hands. Polaroid enters pop culture.
Polaroid's charm wasn't just about family portraits. It exploded into pop culture.
Big, famous artists didn't just snap Polaroids, they made them part of their creative process. For example, Andy Warhol captured candid shots of celebrities, everyday objects, and even his own art, making Polaroids cooler than ever before. Soon, movies and TV shows jumped on the bandwagon too. Who could forget Marty in Back to the Future using a Polaroid to prove he's real? Or the strange, haunting use of Polaroid photos in Memento.
Can I just let myself forget what you've made me do?
A clever storytelling tool that made the camera feel even more iconic. And it wasn't just Hollywood. Polaroids were everywhere in music too. They graced album covers, popped up in lyrics, and made appearances in music videos, symbolizing nostalgia, creativity, and spontaneity. Back in the days, owning a Polaroid wasn't just about practicality, it was a statement. It said, "I'm here for the moment." And let's not forget this guy's unforgettable voice, who lent his charisma and gravitas to a series of Polaroid commercials. Bringing that perfect mix of simplicity and joy to the screen. But as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. The digital revolution.
It wasn't long before the digital revolution that zooming entered into the spotlight.
Digital cameras were offering better flexibility, sharper quality, and a whole lot of convenience.
Meanwhile, Polaroid? Well, it was struggling to keep up. From riding high with a huge annual revenue, Polaroid, by the onset of the new millennium, had filed for bankruptcy. The once mighty company had poured all its resources into instant film, while digital imaging was charging ahead, and they just couldn't keep pace. And it didn't stop there. Leadership missteps and marketing miscalculations made things even worse.
A few years later, Polaroid pulled the plug on producing instant film entirely. Fans? Heartbroken.
It was like saying goodbye to an old friend, one that captured all those spontaneous moments over the years.
Polaroid's decline. What went wrong? Polaroid's decline wasn't just about digital cameras moving in. There was a whole series of costly product flops that sped up their downfall. One of the most infamous? The Polavision system. Polavision was an instant movie camera that let you create short films on the fly. Sounds cool, right?
Well, here's the catch. It was expensive, required a special viewer, and launched right when home video systems were taking over.
Polaroid invested a jaw-dropping amount into Polavision, and a few years later, they pulled it off the market.
Losing nearly all of that investment. Ouch. But that wasn't the end of the missteps.
Enter Captiva Camera Series. This camera was meant to be compact and cool.
Introducing the new Polaroid Captiva. It's sleek, it's stylish, its pocket-sized pictures stay in a special compartment till you take them out, so you're free to shoot and shoot.
With a built-in storage mechanism to hold photos inside the camera. But it confused consumers and, well, didn't exactly catch on. Polaroid spent millions on development and marketing, but the returns? Minimal. All in all, these product failures and missed opportunities cost Polaroid hundreds of millions of dollars.
At a time when they really needed to innovate to survive, they just kept stumbling. But hey, Polaroid's story doesn't end there.
A flicker of hope. Times changed, and the nostalgia for everything analog came surging back. Enter the Impossible Project, a group of die-hard Polaroid enthusiasts who weren't ready to say goodbye to instant film. They swooped in, bought up the last Polaroid factory, and brought that iconic magic back to life. The rebrand. They rebranded as Polaroid Originals and later just Polaroid. Talk about a comeback. They rolled out new versions of classic cameras, blending that retro charm with updated tech. And you know what? It totally worked. The latest generations jumped on the bandwagon, embracing Polaroid as the ultimate antidote to the digital world.
Instant photos made a massive comeback, showing up on everything. It's like Polaroid had a second life, and this time it was even cooler than before.
Polaroid's journey is a testament to the power of innovation and the timeless magic of capturing memories in a tangible way. Sure, it's had its highs and lows, but Polaroid has left an indelible mark on history.
One instant photo at a time. What's your favorite Polaroid memory? Was it the first photo you ever took? Or maybe that epic Polaroid moment you still look back on today? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more nostalgic business journeys. Until next time, keep snapping those memories.
The Best of Business Show is brought to you by the BASA Awards. The BASA Awards exist to recognize, reward, and promote exceptional small businesses. We run 4 award programs: Best of America, Best of Australia, Best of Canada, Best of UK. Remember, it's strictly for small businesses only. Nominate your business today.